I had eagerly been looking forward to spending a long weekend in Maine. My spirits were high on the long drive up north. Supper was at my favorite McDonald's in Farmington, Maine. I've been there many times. Soon I drove past the Kingdom Hall. Then I took a left at Jordan's Lumber, marked by a dimly lit sign. I was driving my junky Volkswagen Rabbit. Tonight, I was confident, heading down the slow dirt road even at 11:30 p.m. Now almost midnight, a level spot to set up my tent eluded me, so the tent got set up by a small gravel parking area on the left beside the car. I slipped into my down comforter under the light of the full moon. It was a long day and I was tired, and most of all sleepy. Obviously, it didn't take me long to fall asleep. Lots of different types of wildfires were scattered about. Few human footprints were visible on the trail. Many more moose tracks were. I was really hoping to see one along the way. That is particularly why I had such an early start. The first river crossing was the most challenging. On the way down I was tired and carefully crossed with a third leg stick. I jumped between two large rocks over the cold, clear water. Another crossing offered a cool drink on a muggy day. The woods were beautiful, clean and fresh. Birds called to me all around, but I wouldn't stop to look until I had met my summit goal. Massive moose footprints were set deep in the dark, wet ground leading to the Fire Warden's cabin. The poor old thing was in really sad shape. The roof and front wall and a small extension were gone. More than its share of both old and new trash scattered about added to the air of total abandonment. A small cleared area in front of the porch of the log cabin had been cleared as a lawn, now well overgrown. A latch string held the barn door closed. Inside, an antique kitchen chair and a primitive double-wide bunk bed and an old sink and counter, complete with old pots and pans, were frozen at a long past time. Debris was scattered about on the well-worn wooden floor. As I stopped to catch my breath for the final push of the summit, a sudden wind blew a fine mist horizontally, and I put my windbreaker and wind pants on as insurance. From there, the trail changed abruptly. Steep, a good way through thick spruce, with a bit of hard snow stuffed here and there. Then the trail rose above a distinct tree line to the base of a large tallis field. This offered the first view of the surrounding area. From there, the trail all but disappeared as it sliced diagonally up the unusually steep wall of tallis. Patches of bright green, day-glow bright lichen covered the larger stones. An unsteady wind drove raw clouds of cool mist across the talus face. I realized how exposed this section of trail was.
Fire tower at Abraham, and Andrew's climbing up. And he's not going to get very high.
Hey, where's the floor? Someone took the floor.
Shoddy workmanship.
All that remained of the fire tower was the steel frame of its base. The roof section was experiencing a second life, being supported by 4 thick stone walls to form a stone shelter on the otherwise barren summit. A group of several highly unusual, taller than 8 feet tall, slender cairns rose straight up out of the summit mound 50 yards away. I sat in a hole in a rock pile which formed an armchair behind a semicircular wall with my back to the 60-mile-an-hour wind. As the sky started to clear, I decided to race down to the cabin. After reaching the cabin, I slowed down to do some bird watching. The area was rich, many colorful red stars, wood thrushes, and a lifer for me, a pair of ovenbirds. I was happy to verify my sighting by comparing my crude sketches and field notes with the bird's guide drawings. Combined dinner and supper consisted of vegetable soup with rice and hot chocolate. I set up the tent, this time 50 yards up the trail in a small level spot by the Loud North Brook stream. I slept like a log till 6:30 the next morning. I raised my head and opened my eyes to face the bright white ball of the sun shining through the open door of the tent. About 5 minutes later, everything was stuffed in the car, and I was again rolling down the long dirt road towards McDonald's for breakfast.